So the midterms are only 17 days away, and Democrats' chances of maintaining control of Congress have gone from bad to worse. One of the reasons they've struggled is because they keep pushing radical policies that alienate the average day American. And one group that Democrats continue to take for granted is the Hispanic community. So I went to Miami, Florida, and spoke to a group of Hispanic voters about what's driving them to the polls and away from the Democratic Party. Watch.
What's the number one issue facing you and your family today?
The economy. The economy, and I fear for my grandchildren. The violence in schools and all, it's everywhere.
It's the economy, it's inflation. Like, you go around in Miami and a cafecito that used to be maybe $1.50 is now $3, and you see it everywhere. It's just that clear.
Yeah.
And so I would say that too. And it's also that we're seeing how this administration and the policies they're pursuing are so similar, starkly similar to the policies that they have in places like Cuba and Venezuela and Nicaragua, where our families fled from. So that's what's scary.
Maritza.
I'd say the same. The economy, and it's so funny because when I heard her say the grandkids, that's foremost in my mind, because I just have two now, one born July 4th, and I looked at him and I thought, is there going to be socialism when you're growing up? And I won't be here, but what can I do? What can I do now? When I won't be here, I have to leave something for them, and it scares me. It scares me what that's going to be like.
My concerns are for my children. Very similar to Maria, the violence in school, the lack of education. I mean, it's hard for the children with everything that's going on, learning off of a computer. It's just been challenging for everybody.
Carlos, you voted for Obama twice, and you voted for Trump twice.
Yes.
How do you feel the Biden administration is doing as it relates to the economy?
They're going backward. They're undoing what Trump did for us, and it's sad to see.
Maria, do you agree with some of these statements right here? You're an independent voter. You're a former Democrat.
Yes, and then I was a Republican.
Yeah.
Then I became a Democrat.
Yeah.
But right now, questioning my political thinking.
Ideology.
Yes. Yes.
How's the Biden administration doing as it relates to the economy?
As to the economy, it's not doing that good. As to immigration, it's doing really bad.
Let's talk about that. That's a perfect segue.
How much time do I have to talk?
Sweetheart, you can talk as long as you want. How's the Biden administration doing as it relates to the immigration policy?
It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, the economy is bad. And then people are coming in from other countries, and it's just filling up. And I don't know where we're going with this, you know? Trump started the wall.
Mm-hmm. You support the wall.
Yeah. And then now, we should just turn it down, you know? I mean, everybody's coming through.
I think I speak for everyone here. All of us, they're either immigrants or our families are immigrants, so we support an immigration process that's legal and orderly and all this stuff. But what we're seeing at the border just doesn't make any sense. How are you going to have over 2 million people already crossing the border? Those are the people that we know. What about the people we don't know? And I think it's very easy for Joe Biden, who lives in a mansion in Delaware, to talk about that. But those people, they come to our neighborhoods, right? And so I think that's what's making a lot of people really change in our community. People that I know that were Democrats, or maybe they voted for Biden, now have buyer's remorse.
I think that it's very sad what's happening, and we have to do something about it. And you know, in every emergency, the first thing you do when there's blood coming out is you have to stop the bleeding first. And I think that's where we have to start. I think Trump attempted that, but now it's like taking that off and letting the bleeding has begun again, and we need to put a stop. And then see how we're going to treat these people that are here now. What are we going to do now? But we can't lose control that way, because we are a society, and we can't take in 2 million people and put them out into society and have them have perfect lives. Everyone's going to live perfectly. You can't assimilate that amount of people in such a short amount of time.
Carlos, you hear these conversations, as someone that has voted for both political parties, how do you feel about the Democratic Party, how they're handling immigration right now?
Yeah, they're dropping the ball. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why, excuse me, why having a border became a bad thing. When did that become a bad thing? Every country has a border. Every country enforces it. We, for some reason, don't want to do it. I don't understand. Trump at least put the border there, like we can at least vet you.
They say, the people on the other side, that people like you have no compassion. What do you tell them?
I'm from immigrants. Like, how are you going to tell me? Like, we all come from immigrants. It's a country of immigrants. It's not that I don't have compassion. It's common sense. That's it. Plain and simple.
Do you worry about, and you hear this from a lot of Hispanic and Latino voters, that their fear for the socialism, is that a concern of yours?
Oh, yeah. My parents are from Ecuador, and we had a little bit of a bout with socialism. We luckily got out of it, but yeah, it was a concern. And yeah, we people from those countries, we know about it and we don't like it.
The themes of socialism, free, free, free. Does that concern you?
It really does. I'll tell you what, Lawrence. All of us, we have some family member who's had suffered through socialists. Personally, my family is from Cuba. What they had to suffer and endure, and what they're suffering and enduring now, which I think I mentioned, I saw it personally. It's just horrible, and it's on paper. It might seem like a good idea, but in practice, it's not. We are all individuals, so you cannot expect a group of individuals to all think the same, act the same, be the same. It's just not feasible.
Socialism, you always think it didn't work over there because they didn't do it right.
Right.
They didn't know how to do it right. Oh, over there, no, they didn't know. We're gonna know how to do it right. No, because humanity is humanity. And all these things factor in. And it might be nice for a year, but 5 years from now, no. 5 years later, it's miserable. Everybody's miserable. Then everybody's the same, but no one has anything, and no one's happy, and everyone's miserable.
Strong words from them. More of the focus group later in the show, but we'll be in the Keystone State next week. So if you're a voter in Pennsylvania, email us at crosscountry@fox.com. We would love to have you on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.